everybody, happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. And that your map testing is going well. Today's activity is a very simple activity. It's preparing your notes with a new type of note-taking style called Foldables. And these are actually a lot of fun because they work well for kids or for students that have a more kinesthetic side of learning. And then they kind of also create a way of ready-made testing or review materials. So I really like these. If I could, I would have given you guys some printouts so that you could cut some photos. And later on in this activity, you'll see if you want to, you can cut out your own photos to put on your foldable, or you can draw them yourself. So the first thing that you do is you take a piece of paper, and this doesn't have to be colored paper. I, as you guys know, love to have colorful things, but this could be regular paper, lined paper, and you make a little tab about this wide. Okay, so it's just a little tab here, and then you take the rest of this and you fold it into the crease. So it's like that. So as you can see, mine is folded to that part of the crease. Okay. So what this is this is actually called the matchbook, because if you ever saw the old school matches, they would have matches in here. So it was like a little fold like this. And then we're going to divide this into thirds, which is a little bit harder, but you can just eyeball it to be about a third and a third. Of course, as you can see, mine's not perfect and yours doesn't have to be either. I'm not the best folder in the world. So you have a third, a third, a third, like that. And then what these are going to be our plate boundaries notes. So I'm going to go ahead and make 3 pieces like this. And of course, feel free to pause if you need to catch up at all. And then inside, you can also, if you like, make a divider. But really what we're going to do with this is later on we're going to cut it so that they each can flip independently. All right, so on the outside flap, so making it back to your original thing, we're going to have divergent plate boundary. You guys already know these. Transform. And convergent. Okay, so this week we're going to go a little bit more in depth on these 3 and the things that they create. And then on the top, you don't have to write picture, but mine is. And then on the inside, for each one of the layers, you're going to write the type of movement that occurs at the plate boundary, type of movement. This would also be type of movement. And type of movement, okay? And then you're gonna leave some space, and then the landforms that are created there. And then the type of activity, that could be like seismic activity, that could be volcanoes like lava, it can be obviously I can't talk and do foldables at the same time, activity. So that's the type of like activity, or it's different from movement because that's the plate tectonic movement. This could be like seismic activity like earthquakes or volcanoes or other types of activity that happens on those plate boundaries. And then for each one, crust is there. It's either created, destroyed, or neither. And you could just write the word that matches, or you could circle it once you figure out that answer when we explore more in our notes. And then give an example. So a real life example. Okay, and you won't need to know what it is because it will look like this when you're all finished with it. So you want to put crust is, example, example as well. So go ahead and pause this video as you kind of finish this up. And then we have one last thing. As you can tell, I'm not the best drawer, but each one of these will also have a picture. So I'm going to model that. Okay, so obviously at each boundary, there are 2 plates. Okay, this plate. So you have to figure out which way are they going. So in this example, I know that, and you probably already know this as well, but for some review, divergent boundaries are moving away from each other. So you could put arrows moving away from each other like that. Again, it doesn't have to be obviously like the most like elaborate drawing, but if you also feel more comfortable cutting and pasting photos, I will have those available for you at the end of this video, like at the end of this learning page. So that's how you make foldables. So you don't have to write the picture for transform or convergent. You're going to be learning that later. And then later on in the week or at your own pace, we will be filling the insides of this out. So I think I'm going to include for you also Wednesdays, which is divergent boundaries. So you can finish your foldable. That's your work for today. And then tomorrow is reading and doing divergent boundaries. And then Wednesday and Thursday is transform and convergent. And then, as you know, Friday is a catch-up day. So you actually get some time on Friday to make sure that you're going back and making up your work if you want to. Also, if you miss the test on Friday, we will be meeting, or that will be the time to make up the test. So I will re-release the test, and you can take your test then if you didn't get it finished last week. So I hope, like I said, I hope MAPS is going well and that you have a great couple days. I will see you on Wednesday or Thursday of this week.